It's new watch day. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. You've already seen the thumbnail and the title of this video. You know what it is. We're looking at a Raymond Weil today, a Raymond Weil collaboration. Actually, the collaboration is with an artist. This is the Raymond Weil times Basquiat or Basquiat. Correct me down in the comments, please, on the pronunciation of this fine artist's name. This is an artist who is actually deceased. They are no longer with us. So I don't think this is so much of a collaboration as it is an ode to, an honoring of, inspired by. And it's all co-branded and licensed properly. So I'm a big fan of that. This is a smiles per minute watch for me. If you're a serious watch person, then you're probably not going to take this one very seriously. And that's okay with me. I'm wearing this because it puts a smile on my face, and because both of my kids absolutely love dinosaurs. And one of the main features is Basquiat's Pez dispenser piece, front and center on the dial. This is actually my first ever purchase through eBay's authentication guarantee program. If you didn't know, when you buy a watch on eBay of a certain dollar amount, above a certain dollar amount, they guarantee authenticity now. And that is a process where they have the seller send it in to a centralized hub where an eBay authentication expert, I don't know who the experts are or what they deem an expert, but they have an expert take a look at the item to make sure it's legit, make sure it is what the listing said that it was, and then they send it on to you. And this was sent on to me and received 2 days prior to the original quoted ETA. So very happy there. We've started in good shape. So let's go ahead and get to a little bit of a top-down look so we can do an unboxing and see how eBay sends along their authenticated watches when you purchase one. Hey, Mike from the future cutting in here. I've put this video off for a while, a couple months actually, and as a result, I've worn this watch a whole lot. It's been on my wrist at the very least every other day, and for that first month, basically every single day for a couple months. I have a lot more context to give now, so we're going to do this one a little bit different. I'm going to move into an overview of the watch with the knowledge that I now have after wearing it for quite some time. And then at the end of the video, if you want to see the unboxing and my initial impressions, maybe compare and contrast how those are compared to my now current impressions, and also the measurements will be back there as well. So stick around for the unboxing and all that stuff, but if you just want the overview, the pros and cons and all the good stuff of this watch, I'm gonna give them to you right now. All right, my friends, the first thing I'd like to point out is just how much I love this darn watch. It has quickly become my go-to. It is the one that I reach for all the time in the morning. When I open the watch box, I want this on my wrist. For context, I don't do a whole lot of office appearances. I wear casual clothes the vast majority of the time. It's the summertime right now, so shorts and t-shirts a whole lot, jeans and a hoodie when it cools down, and this fits with that really, really well. It's a little bit thick. You'll see measurements later, but it's a little slab-sided as well. I wish they did a little bit more design work to kind of make the case a little bit more interesting, but that's one of the only downsides I have on this. It's a titanium case. I like the darker gray, gives you a little darker gray than the steel. The titanium case is really nice, not the lightest titanium watch in the world, but I wouldn't say it's hefty either. It's pretty average. The deployant clasp is really nice, and one thing that you've probably already noticed is this is definitely not the strap that came on the watch. It comes with a black calfskin strap, and it's fine, but it's just fine. For me, a big guy with an 8-inch wrist, that calfskin strap did me a huge disservice. And my first kind of week in this watch, I was kind of let down because it was extremely uncomfortable. But it wasn't because of how the watch was made. It wasn't even because of how the deployant buckle was made. It was because that strap was made for somebody with a normal size wrist. I don't have a normal size wrist. And when you put a shorter strap on a deployant buckle, it means that when you close this buckle, the bulk and the meat of this buckle back here was clear over on the side of my wrist. It was way over here, and it made for a fairly unpleasant wearing experience. I was not a fan. This is a custom strap that I got from Combat Straps. It's absolutely fantastic. Padded, curved ends. You see the colors to match the colors in the bezel and the whole watch, really. So we got our red and our yellow, and then we got our orange and our blue in the stitch. This is a dark gray Alcantara, which is a really nice material. I'm a big fan of that. And yeah, we have the big bright pop of red calfskin lining there. So this is, I love this strap. This strap changed the entire wearing experience of this watch for me. And I kind of want to put that out to you guys. If you have a watch that is a little bit uncomfortable, you can see how the buckle is now firmly underneath my wrist where it's supposed to be instead of being clear over here. That I just got so uncomfortable. But this I can wear all day, every day, which I've kind of been doing. It's just fantastic. So if you have a watch that isn't super comfortable for you, experiment with some straps. It can go a long way, and it can breathe some life into a watch that you might not otherwise be wearing. Some things I want to point out about this. We love the dyno, Basquiat's Pez dispenser there. We love the crown at the top. This is loomed. It is not the best loom in the world, but it will get the job done. All the markers, the hour markers are loomed, the hands are loomed, and then the crown is actually a different color of loom. So they've done a really good job there. The bezel is ceramic, but it's not a gloss ceramic. I wouldn't say it's a matte ceramic. You can kind of see little brush lines on there if you look really, really closely. So it's kind of a lightly brushed ceramic finish on the bezel. And that has your tachymeter in there, which is just phenomenal, as well as a bunch of wild colors. That I can't express how much fun this watch is and how much fun I have with this on my wrist. And my 2-year-old son, every time I come out of my bedroom with this on, he says, "Daddy, dyno watch," and he wants to press the chronograph buttons and see the second hand move. The Rehat in here actually has a pulsometer. It's graduated for pulsations. So whether you are racing a car or a doctor checking somebody's pulse, you are set and ready to go with this one. There is double AR coating on the sapphire glass. You got it on the top and on the underside of the glass, and this is probably the best AR coating of any watch that I own. In a lot of lights and a lot of angles, it looks like you can just reach down and pluck off the handset. The glass, the sapphire there just kind of disappears. And it's just a really good look, highly legible, which I've learned is quite important to me. And I don't know if I mentioned this in my first look, but that date font there, you see that 25? That is one of the best fonts for me that I've seen on a watch, striking a balance between playful and legible that I've seen since like maybe the Omega Dynamic series. I mean, the Omega Dynamic fonts on the hour markers and stuff were really cool. This reminds me a lot of that, and I'm a big fan of it. So this Raymond Weil Freelancer by Compact's Chronograph collaboration with, it can't be a collaboration with Basquiat. Just go ahead and flame me in the comments for effing up the pronunciation there. I really don't care. But I mean, it's a really interesting watch. It's very well executed. You can see it could probably use a little wipe down and cleaning. I've obviously been wearing this quite a bit. But again, get yourself a custom strap for a watch. I mean, this strap from Combat made it to fit the buckle. He had me do measurements of the buckle because it actually uses pins both on the bottom and going through for some added security the opposite direction. So that I did all the measurements so they can make sure to punch the holes the proper width from each other, and it just fits absolutely fantastically. $230 for a custom strap. on a watch that retails just south of $5,000. I mean, that to enhance your wearing experience, and let's be honest, to get a watch strap that looks much better with the actual watch. Like, there was actual intent of design here all the way around 360 degrees now. And I can't recommend that enough. So I didn't mean for this to turn into a strap review, but that did enhance my wearing experience. This watch, I'm a huge fan of. It's keeping good time. It's gaining about 10 to 12 seconds a day. So the accuracy isn't incredible, but it's well within tolerances for my use and for yours probably as well. Because let's be honest, if you need split second to the millisecond time telling, you're not wearing a mechanical watch. That's just how it is. I think the Theo and Harris channel, Christian over there, says it perfectly when he says, watches are insignificant to the time. They do not slow, speed, or stop it, and our phones tell it better. I love that quote, and I love that summary. These are vessels for memories, and I have a lot of memories in this one already. I know you could too. If you are a aficionado, or you are passionate about watches, but you want something a little bit more fun, take a look at something like this. And inside the whole thing, I mean, you get a Sellita powered Swiss-made chronograph movement. So it's doing really good work down there. You'll get a better look at it later. I just don't want to undo my strap right now. But yeah, there you go. There's your impressions after 2 months of wearing. Big fan. Don't try to slip it under many cuffs. It's just not going to go there. But if that's not your purpose for something like this, which quite honestly, I mean, look at it, it shouldn't be. This is more of a casual, fun time watch anyway. Then then this is going to fit the bill just right. And this crown, by the way, screw down, and it gives you 100 meters water resistance. So when it comes to kind of a go anywhere, do anything, I mean, there's no anti-magnetism going on here. So I'm not sure about things like that. There are things that are more comparable on the market from a spec list perspective that might get you in a better place. But from a fun perspective and just not taking yourself so seriously, I don't know if anything's doing it better. All right, so there you go. Let's go ahead and kick into the unboxing. If you want to take a look at that, stick around. If you're satisfied, have a wonderful day, and we shall see you in the next one. But let's go ahead and turn back time a little bit so I can unbox this the day that I got it. Man, I was so excited, and I'm pretty sure I didn't point out any downsides to it. I sure as heck didn't know how the wearing experience would be with my gorilla-sized wrist or anything like that. So take a look at that. We're doing measurements and everything in that piece as well. Okay, when you get something from the eBay program, it comes like this in a big brown box with your address written on it. It's a fun stuff. Looks like they got a little pull tab that they want us to rip off. So let's see how that works. If and how that works. Seems like we're failing a bit to begin with. Void if opened. Okay, now we are opening, and it looks like, oh, sorry, got a little camera bump there, don't we? It's all good. All right, so when we open this up, it says, "The time has come" on the lid, and then it comes with an eBay authenticity guarantee. That is quite nice. Little card that, oh, it even tells you what it is, what your serial number is, what your reference number is, what your movement type, case material, bracelet. Oh, that's kind of cool. I dig that. And I'm sure that QR code pulls up something. I'm not too precious with this stuff. I don't think anybody's gonna rip me off for this and try to recreate all of this and resell it. So, hey man, if you want to see what that QR code says, feel free. Just do me a solid and don't do anything malicious if it gives you the opportunity to. So thanks for that. We got a card with some pictures of watches. Congratulations on the purchase of your new watch. That's nice. Thank you, eBay. Authenticity guarantee. And then this, I assume, is some details about said guarantee. Feel free to pause if you like and review any of this stuff. I'm not going to read it to you. This is just kind of for your information. So that is the eBay authenticity guarantee. And it looks like it's packed quite securely. So let's get some of this bubble wrap out of the way and see what we have inside here. Probably going to bump the camera again, aren't I? Okay, so no more bubble wrap. We just got the box that we have come to see. And this, not this, should house our new Raymond Weil. Oh, I can already see we're upside down. Let's get this corrected here. We need a proper reveal, don't we? I think we do. Our Raymond Weil times Basquiat. This is the Freelancer Chronograph. I'm a big fan of everything this watch has going on. Recently, I have been kind of changing up my collection a little bit to pieces with more character, because I've noticed that the boring stuff that I'm quote unquote supposed to like just isn't making me smile. And if I'm going to navigate my way through this hobby, it's going to be with a smile on my face, darn it. So this is a huge keystone, cornerstone of the collection. Nice look here. Nice box. Nice everything. Looks like we got the little cloth stuck in there. Let's go ahead and get that out. Okay. And sorry, I'm doing some of that off camera just because it's easier to reach. Underneath, it shows that we have this is probably going to house a little bit of paperwork and a warranty card. This is actually kind of cool. Swiss, family heritage, Swiss brand. Oh my goodness, this thing folds out into a whole little deal. This is kind of nice. Contact information, social media info, how to reach them where you are. Little brand story there since 1976. They're almost 50 years old. Family owned and operated, independent. Very cool. And then you flip it over, and I mean, okay, so we got watch manuals, we got after service sales, we got a big Club Raymond Weil. Maybe I'll join Club Raymond Weil. That's kind of cool. And then this in here, I'm sure, is going to be a warranty card. Yes, it is. Warranty card. This is the place that I bought it from. Joseph Edwards, 501 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York. That was it was eBay listing. Thanks, guys. Reference number, date of purchase. So this is a fresh warranty card, and I believe this is a 3-year warranty on this one. So not quite to the 5-year level that some of the brands and manufacturers have gone to, but much better than the 1 to 2 years of the vast majority of brands, micro brands included. There's our little contact info for the seller, certificate of authenticity down there. Very cool. Thank you. And let's get this box back in here so we can see what's going on. So we got Basquiat's. I'm sorry if I'm triggering anybody with the pronunciation of that. Basquiat/Basquiat. I believe it's Basquiat. That's how I would pronounce it, but I'm probably wrong. We look at the sides. We got his famous crown logo. Very cool. Love that. It's actually kind of a nice printing. This is a really kind of a soft touch material. Is it leather? No, it does not pass the sniff test as leather. So this is a very soft, pleathery type of box. We got a little bit of information there. Warnings, I guess. Things that have to be on there due to, because the law says so. But that's pretty neat. I dig the crown on the side of the box. A little bit of customization there. Obviously, we have our customization here. And here's the first reveal. This is exciting. This is the first reveal for me as well. This is a big watch for me. I'm very excited about this. So I'm glad you can join me for this as we open it up. We see that it's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. We got, looks like we have some more bubble in there. This is our watch. It wasn't exactly clasped around the bottom, and that's all right. We can see on the inside of the box, you can tell where the theming is going with this, and that is That's very glossy and shiny. You can see reflections off that and everything. So glossy, shiny. Basquiat, that is his Pez dispenser piece. That's what's on the center of the dial here. Underneath here, do we get anything fun? Let's see what we get. We get the plastic that the watch was wrapped in. I imagine that this was taken out of the plastic by the authenticator at eBay. Little bit of a bummer for the unboxing experience there, but I will trade that bit of a bummer for guaranteed authenticity. And there you go. Look at that. eBay. No returns if removed. Whoa. This is the moment of truth. Do we want to return this watch? No, we don't. We absolutely do not. We have our hang tag here showing us who made it. That's great. There's no pricing there, but you can see the reference number. Oh yeah, there's pricing. $44.95. Actually, on Raymond Weil's website, the price has gone up since release. I think it's like $47.50, somewhere around there. That is not what I paid for it. I got this brand new with tags from eBay for, what was it? It was $3,900, and then there was a 10% off coupon. So hey, nice, good deal, right? And there she is. There she is, the Raymond Weil Basquiat Freelancer Bicompax Chronograph. Let's take the plastic off. Yes. Oh, yes. Very nice. That looks like a dead flat crystal. Yep. Dead flat sapphire crystal. You can see Basquiat's kind of signature markings. You got the copyright symbol on the reset pusher, the $sign on the start and stop pusher, and then the infamous, actually it's more famous than infamous, crown on the crown. It's crown. Isn't that nice? This is proof that you can get a chronograph with a crown at 12 o'clock for less than retail. Yeah, all you Rolex people waiting on Daytonas out there, that one's for you. This is just fantastic. It makes me smile. How about you? I love primary colors. Personally, I am 6'4", right about 275. I have always enjoyed the juxtaposition of a man my size dressed like a 5-year-old boy. So I wear a lot of nerd clothes and comic book clothes, and we're a Disney family and all of that stuff. I think that carrying over into my watch collection is just a natural fit. This is a titanium case. It does not feel too heavy. It's supposed to be 43 millimeters in diameter. We will get into some measurements here in a little bit. Here's the other side of that case. So you can kind of see the little angles. This looks to be all brushed finished titanium, which I dig because I dress pretty casually for the most part. And that goes. It just fits. And what feels like a pretty nice calf leather strap. All right, I think it's official. We are not going to return this. So let's go ahead and pull here to remove like it tells us to. And there we go. You can see Basquiat's signature on the back of the sapphire exhibition case back with a custom Raymond Weil rotor, and all of that is in front of a Sellita powered movement. Now Raymond Weil does say that this is they don't say it's an in-house movement, but they do rebrand the Sellita movement. It's a screw down crown, 100 meters water resistant, makes for a great everyday wear. You can see there it's a special edition, not a limited edition. It's not numbered, it's not limited, but it is special. And if you do go to Raymond Weil's website right now, this is waitlisted. So I don't think they're making a ton of these. I can't see how the market for this would be that huge. So I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty short run watch, should I say. I don't think that necessarily means it's going to be a collector's item and it's going to be worth a ton of money, but that's not what this is for. This is for enjoyment. There we go. And that's about it. Like I just wanted to unbox this. I wanted to show you what this is. I don't want to get into too many of the details. We will do some measurements. I'm really just enjoying. Look at this. So at 3 o'clock, That's the 30-minute counter for the chronograph. And at 9 o'clock, that is a wild spiral that is going to run constantly. That's the constant seconds. And then we have a bi-colored chronograph seconds hand, the blue and yellow. Very cool. The one thing I'm not a huge fan of about this is the shiny calf leather strap, which is why I already have a custom strap on order for this. We're going with dark gray Alcantara, and the stitching is going to work in some accent colors that pull from the primary colors of the watch, mainly the bezel, because on the bezel they toss in an orange as well. So we're going to have some blue, yellow, red, and orange going on with the accents on the strap. I think it's going to go really, really well. But for now, this is still quite nice. And at the end of that strap, you can see this is obviously we have a deployant buckle here, and this deployant buckle actually looks a whole lot like the ones that Omegas use. I've only actually had the Omega deployant on wrist 2 times, but it was a nice experience. It's very comfortable. Hopefully this is just as comfortable. Got a little bit of plastic there we can take off. Huh? There we go. And this is not a steel buckle. This is a titanium buckle to match the case, which is super nice. Super, super nice. So branded, signed. I would expect nothing less. How about we fire this up? Should we fire it up? All right, let's unscrew our screw down crown till we get a pop. There we go. And then wind this bad boy up. No? Okay, we got some power there. We got some power. It's a running. You can see the spiral ticking around. The running seconds are going. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All right, so let's see if we can pop this out. Here. Where are we at here? Okay, so that's the first pop. Our seconds are still going, so we should be able to adjust the date here, I imagine. Right now it's the 17th. Do backwards to adjust the date? Yeah. That's another thing I love about these freelancers. That font that they use on the date wheel is one of my favorite fonts that I've seen on a watch since like the old Omega Dynamic. I really, really like that. And as I film this, it is May 2nd. So let's get this over to May 1st. Okay. And then we'll pop that crown out a second time to hack the seconds. And then we'll go ahead and wind this around until the date changes. And that lets us know that we've hit midnight on today's date. And there we are, right at midnight. Very nice. And it's currently 1:45 p.m. So let's get over to 1:45 p.m. $1:45. We'll set it just a little bit fast. Always like my watches to be a minute or two fast. 1:45 p.m. And you can see that actually hacked the chronograph seconds too. It's probably not good practice to do that while the chronograph is engaged, but we make our mistakes and it's okay. We stop our chronograph, reset. Very snappy. Snappy pushers. That's nice. That is quite nice. I'm not going to say that's the best chronograph action I've ever felt, because it's not. It's hard to beat a Daytona, a Speedmaster, something really top tier like that. But for a Swiss-made chrono and a Sellita movement, I really like that this is a Sellita movement, not an in-house movement, because that means it's going to be way easier to service. I don't necessarily have to send this back to Raymond Weil if I don't want to. And it's nice to look at. Right? Look at all the beautiful stuff we got going on in there. Very nice. Get that rotor out of the way. All right, let's do some measurements. You want to get the budget calipers out? I think we should. Here are our calipers. We're going to turn them on, but I'm not going to zero them out quite yet because in the last video, I had a comment that said, please put some tape on your calipers before you touch it against those wonderful high polished cases. And to that, I say that's reasonable. So we got some tape. That's what we're going to do. Let's get a little bit of tape on our calipers so we can protect our watch. Okay. And this is all we're going to do. And I'm just going to leave it hanging off because this tape is not going to live on these calipers. But to do it once in a while when I'm measuring a watch seems completely reasonable to me. All right, so there we go. We got some Scotch tape protecting our calipers. And just so you know, you put a couple pieces of Scotch tape on there and then you butt it back together. We're not at zero. Like that Scotch tape has a thickness to it. So let's go ahead and zero it out now. And let's see what the Freelancer chronograph has given us from a measurement perspective. So case diameter, it's supposed to be right around 43. And it's giving us 43.4. Okay, that's perfect. For my gorilla size 8-inch wrist, that's going to be no problem at all. Thickness, we are at 13.92, 13.93 thick. Okay, so we're under 14 millimeters. So it's not a super chunker or a honker or anything like that. We are at 20, I just know this, but we'll measure it anyway. Yep, 22 millimeters between the lugs, which is fantastic. And then lug to lug, let's get a good lug to lug on this guy. We are at, here, 51.5. So about 51.5 lug to lug. And obviously there are no end links to speak of. There's no overlap to speak of. So this should be wearable on quite a few different wrists. It's really that lug to lug that you want to be concerned with when you're talking about wearability. Let's go ahead and get this on wrist and see how it looks. I cannot wait. And here we are on my 8-inch wrist. This thing wears absolutely beautifully. Now the strap needs a little bit of break-in time, which is okay to conform to the wrist. I get that. I understand. One little note about the deployment here. So there's a feature that I like and don't like, right? So because I have a gorilla size wrist, I am on the second to last hole here. Now, this deployant engages the strap at two different points. There's a pin here, and on the other side, there's a pin right under there. But because I have a large wrist, there's no hole left there for this one to engage with. So I will be punching another hole in that strap, which is fine by me. This is a temporary strap for me anyway, so I'm not too broken up about it. But yeah, for anybody else with a reasonably sized wrist, this pin would engage this hole, and then two holes down would be engaged on the other side by the pin that you can kind of see sticking up right there. Only it's obviously on the other side, just for some extra security. I like that. That's a nice design. Just doesn't work out for me, so to speak. So the custom strap will be ordered in a different length, so that way it'll fit me a little bit better. And then this one, I'll go ahead and punch an extra hole in. But how about this? How do you look down at this on your wrist and not smile? And like that's my main point here. Like a little bit of levity and not taking ourselves too seriously. I do like the curved ends of the strap, how they kind of work with the case. That's nice. Gives it a little, not an integrated look, but it lets you know that the strap was made with the watch in mind. That's always a positive. The pushers, The AR coating on the front and back of the sapphire. It is a bit of a colored AR. I'm getting some blue hues, maybe a little bit of a purple, which is nice. It just adds to the character and the personality of this. And I'm not going to do a loom shot right now. Maybe I'll do a loom shot later, but there is loom on this. The hands are loomed, the markers are loomed, and that yellow crown at 12 o'clock is full loom. So that should just look fantastic. So there we go. What can I say? This watch roars. A little too punny for you guys? A little too dad joke-ish? I'm excited. I'm really excited. The thing that I'm most excited about is to show this to my 2-year-old son, because we got him his first watch this past Christmas, and it is a Timex with dinosaurs on the strap. So he and Daddy now have matching dinosaur watches, and that's very cool. I dig it. It wears nice. It feels good. The deployant does a good job of kind of balancing things out. The titanium does a good job of making sure it's not too top heavy. This is just a fantastic casual watch that I'm going to be able to wear basically 7 days a week, because I rarely have a reason to not be casual. So there we go. There's your unboxing, first impressions, all that fun stuff. Now let's cut to a shot of future me who will have some experience with this. I'm going to go wear it for a week or so and then come back to you for some actual final thoughts. And there we have it. So for some final thoughts on this beauty, I just want to stress how important it is, at least for me. You don't have to feel this way, but how important it is for me to have fun with my watches. I buy them to wear. I don't buy them to collect dust. I don't buy them to stick in a safe deposit box. These are not investments for me. These, again, are vessels for memories. And this has a lot of memories in it already. I'm very happy with basically everything that this watch is. Again, the one main improvement that I would make, other than the strap, is maybe a little more interesting case. It's a little slab-sided for what it is, because it is a thicker piece. Outside of that, I'm going to spend a whole lot more time with this on my wrist than I already have, which is saying something. This will no doubt be my most worn watch for 2024. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. The Raymond Weil Basquiat, it's kind of become a running joke in the house that I'm going to wear and love this watch forever, and I'm never actually going to learn how to properly pronounce that name. So I'm kind of just committing to that. But if you have any questions, any comments, anything that I missed, and if you love, hate, or feel anything about this in between, I really want to hear about it. Please toss some stuff in the comments below. I do want to thank the people who watch these videos, especially those who have subscribed to this channel. I just got alerted from YouTube that we've qualified for the first stage of monetization with channel memberships and things like that. I don't plan on doing anything like that right now. Maybe a long ways in the future. We're just not there. But the fact that we've gotten to that point through some of these silly little watch videos that I'm making is really cool. So thank you for that. Thank you for your support. If you haven't yet, if you could hit that subscribe button and like the video, I'd really appreciate it. It does help. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Have a fantastic day, and go have some fun with a watch.